On another note as well, like putting together a course has actually been quite interesting. I've never done it before, but I've had like some emails and like private feedback, and everything's been like quite positive. Um, but one other like opportunity I was thinking of for me to make a course is like, for example, I have this business that I sold with like 140 employees, which was a social media marketing agency. And the reason that I sold it is due to like a disagreement with my co-founder on like the direction that we should take the business in. Basically, the business had to like downsize. We had grown it too big too quickly. However, there was still like the business was turning over about 450, 500K per month to turnover. Sorry, that's not profit. But it stood to make a lot of money, especially if it was managed slightly differently, at least in my opinion. Um, However, I have a non-compete on this particular business that I'm not allowed to make another Instagram marketing agency. But I was thinking of even like generating a course because I just have all of the I built out all of the scenarios. I built out the entire marketing strategy, like the behind like Google Ads, how the campaign structure and how that is all set up. And this was a business that was spending about 200K per month on Google Ads. But you could do it at a much smaller scale. And if I was to do it again, I would actually do it at a smaller scale. I would have a smaller team, run the marketing at like a smaller level. I think I mentioned this in the previous business in the previous video, sorry, and I would have this doing like 30 to 50K per month in profit. I wouldn't be worrying like what we were trying to do is bring in like 200K per month profit or 300K per month profit. And the negative of that is that it took us so long to do it that and that it just became like it would have been much better for us to have been earning profit from like the start and going with these like smaller amounts, and it could have been turned into not 100% passive, but definitely something that just required like a few hours per week if we took that approach, and that is what I wanted to do. Anyway, I have like a non-compete on this, but what I was thinking is I could actually sort of turn this into a I don't even know what the word for this is. Not just a course, almost like a copy and paste business because I have all of this stuff already. Um, and what it would mean is like, of course, if multiple people buy it, you are setting up like multiple competitors. But this is in the social media space, and it is a big enough market that like it's just a big enough market that I don't think it would be like too much of an impact. So I was potentially thinking about making like a course that almost came as like a pre-packaged business with Integromat scenarios, follow-up sequences, onboarding, all the various different things that I learned. I think we spent about $5 million on ads on that particular business. I've set up companies like this for the past 7 years. Since I was about 18 or 19 years old is when I did the first one. So I know this industry really, really quite well. So that would be like another potential revenue stream that I would make. Also because like I don't want like a huge people-based business as well, which is also what I'm thinking about with this Tinder thing. Have I just moved from one huge team business to setting up another one? So, but we'll see. But I'm not really interested in going back into this industry where I've like, for me, I feel like I've already like sort of conquered it. I've had the biggest business there like multiple times. There's not much personal growth or development for me. However, it doesn't mean there's not money to be made. So I again would just be sort of selling the money making opportunity with all of the I would be selling a money making opportunity with all of like the templates on how you actually set this up, the Integromat flows, acquisition channels, and all of the ways that I use to grow this into like a multi-million dollar business. Within a couple of months, even it went from 0 to 140 employees in like just under a year. So it offers like very rapid growth. And the other benefit of that business is that it opened up a lot of opportunities with, for example, with Google, we were like a VIP, or at least the company still is. I've sold it, so I'm not anymore, but it was like a VIP had VIP service from like Google Ads. So we had a large credit limit, where we had like up to 60 days. I think it averaged out about 45 days actually, because you had to pay back at the end of the month, to pay back like the Google Ads bills. So that allowed for like very, very fast growth. And like, of course, like I built the entire campaign. So I'm able to like pre-package it and sell it. So if there is some demand there, I would be happy to turn that into a not just a course, right? Yeah, almost what I'm doing with the OnlyFans business, giving you all of the Integromat scenarios, the automations, the lessons that I learned from doing this, just because they're businesses that I'm not running anymore, because I am generally quite interested in personal development over pure financial gain. I like to learn new things when I'm running, creating businesses. It's the thing that I enjoy. It's actually building something. I enjoy the really early stages of a company. And then on top of that, like I could also do consulting work. For example, like I said, I've literally been doing these businesses for like 9, 10 years, these social media agencies. So I could also come in as a consultant and help you like just even set up the business, just for like the first few weeks, literally put everything in place. So if people are interested in that, is something I've been thinking about recently. Am I like wasting an opportunity here for someone else? Because there's a lot of money to be made. It's just not something I want to actively pursue and invest time in.